In this video, I'm going to dive into a Russian film where three women, fooled in the name of love by married men, decide to turn the tables and seek revenge. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's get started. So our story revolves around three women, Ira, Elisa, and Masha. First, we have Ira, a diligent law student. She's been dating a professor, completely unaware that he's married. Then there's Elisa, an aspiring actress caught up in a relationship with her middle-aged married director, hoping for better roles and higher pay. And finally, we meet Masha, a nurse entangled in an affair with the head surgeon at her hospital. And do you know what's the twist? None of these men were honest about their marital status. And when these women find out the truth, their hearts are shattered. They accidentally cross paths one night at a bar, drowning their sorrows in alcohol. In a moment of shared heartbreak and frustration, they make a pact to take revenge on the men who deceived them. Let's start with Ira's story. When she discovers that the professor was dating is married, she doesn't get mad, she gets even. She arranges a meeting with his wife at a fancy restaurant. The professor's wife laughs off Ira's confession, claiming complete trust in her husband after 20 years of marriage. But just as she's boasting about her marriage, the professor shows up with a bouquet for Ira, leaning in for a kiss, only to be met with the shocked gaze of his wife. The scene turns chaotic as his wife beats him up while Ira walks away victorious. Next up, Elisa's turn. She's in the middle of an intimate moment with her director when her phone pings. It's a notification confirming her payment, far less than what she was promised. Realizing she's been played, she snaps, slapping the director and throwing a stinging insult about his small weapon. Now on to Masha. She decides to play a prank on her surgeon boyfriend by telling him she's pregnant. This sends him into a panic, and he quickly calls a friend to arrange an abortion. But before he can go through with it, Masha reveals it was just a prank, exposing his true colors as a selfish man who never cared for her. Disgusted, she walks away, exiting the car in the pouring rain. Back at the bar, these three newfound friends bond over their heartbreaks. They drink, laugh, and make a drunken pact. No more married men, no more love, and definitely no more heartbreak. The next day, Ira shares how she humiliated the professor she was dating, which sparks a fire in the other two. They decide to team up and help each other get revenge on their cheating exes. Ira kicks off the next round of revenge by posing as an actress and getting the attention of Elisa's director. During a fake audition, she almost undresses, but when he stops her, she leaves him her contact details. Soon enough, the director, exhausted from his newborn baby's cries and his wife's demands, takes the bait and messages Ira. When he arrives at Ira's place, she's all dolled up and ready to play the role of a dominatrix. She handcuffs him, and just as he's getting comfortable, she drops the bomb. The entire encounter is getting recorded. Ira promises to send the video to his wife and all over social media, making sure he'll never get any work in future and never mistreat another woman like he did Elisa. Elisa, on seeing the footage, is thrilled that her revenge is served. Now it's time for Masha's revenge. Elisa disguises herself as a patient looking for breast implants and sets up a meeting with the sleazy surgeon. Since the cost of surgery is too high, the doctor, true to form, suggests an inappropriate way to pay for the surgery. He asks her to meet him in his office privately, but this time it's all on camera. The next day, he receives a shocking video from his boss's number, showing his dirty little secrets. Masha gets her closure, and another cheating man is exposed. With their personal vendettas settled, the trio decide to turn their heartbreak into a mission to help other women. The trio becomes infamous for their escapades, gaining the name the Elusive Avengers. They're determined to help other women scorned by married men, turning their private crusade into a public service. They even aid the bartender from their favorite bar, exposing her friend's cheating husband. Soon, their legend spreads across the city, and they become celebrities of sorts, talked about on TV shows and social media. Their biggest challenge? A famous lead singer, who is known for picking up women despite his so-called marriage. The girls attend his concert, get invited to his place and plan to drug him. But the singer is sharp and flips the script. He makes Masha drink the spiked drink and asks the real purpose of the girls for coming with him. The guy claims he was never married, that it was all a publicity stunt. For the first time, the girls find themselves on the back foot, leaving without the satisfaction of revenge. In fact, the guy is quite smart and reveals that now he knows their real identity, elusive avengers. But the guy is really sweet, since he even helps them carry a passed-out Masha out of his apartment, leaving the girls questioning their mission. Having broken enough hearts and exposed countless cheaters, they decide it's time to retire. But normal life doesn't suit them, and boredom creeps in. They're bored, lost, and missing the thrill of their old lives. One day, Ira visits the bar where the girls first met. A young boy approaches Ira, begging for help to ruin his mother's extramarital affair. Ira agrees, posing as a fortune teller to convince the woman to leave her lover. But things don't go as planned, and the woman ends up abandoning her husband and her son. Feeling guilty, Ira calls the girls to help the family reunite, marking their first attempt at mending rather than breaking relationships. Ira goes to the woman's lover's place to convince her to go back to her husband for the sake of her son. The woman, being abandoned by her lover, has no other option left, so she goes back to her husband. Just when they think they've finally left their past behind, the media tracks them down. Now famous for their vigilante work, they're offered a chance to become TV celebrities. They're offered fame and fortune. They unwillingly agree to get on TV and finally reveal their secret identities as elusive avengers. But just as the cameras roll, they disappear from the set in order to keep their identities hidden and choose their freedom over fame. In the final scenes, we see that all three women have found love again, this time with men who truly value them. So, what do I think of Mistresses? Honestly, the story had potential, but it fell flat in delivering a strong message. It tried to focus on the impact of affairs on the mistresses rather than the wives, which was a refreshing perspective. But unfortunately, it lacked depth and didn't leave a lasting impression. The comedy didn't quite hit the mark either. With a stronger script, it could have been a more powerful commentary on infidelity and the consequences of broken trust. Still, it's a refreshing twist to see a film explore how affairs affect the other woman, instead of focusing solely on the betrayed spouse. But in the end, it doesn't leave a lasting impression.